We look at the geometric principles and the formation of life. These formulas of photons that developed the firmament and developed landmarks that created this medium, or this shaman, this intercalary calendar of the solar and lunar. So when we look at the Anan in the rising east, the land of the Orion, and Orion, in this time of the Sagittarius, the Archer, and this prime meridian, this line of death, in these areas of this sunken location of this seduction zone. When we look at these volcanic arcs and this knowledge of alchemy and the science of chemistry and what takes place in these volcanic subduction zones, this knowledge would develop the first blacksmiths, the first people to use crystalline knowledge for interary needs, for healing. So when we look at the receiving of this sacred knowledge, sacred geometry, sounds, harmony, rhythm, blood, energy, these things, the oracles, the unseen, the development of music, the development of culture, and the need to sustain culture. When we look at landmarking and developing memorials, reminders, for navigational principles, of righteousness, and these geometrical angels of perfection. When we look at the 4 archangels, or we look at 490 degrees, or 4 measures, and these eyes. When we look at Ishun and the apple of the eye, and Ish, and what takes place with this Sagittarius of this time of the celebration of the death of the sun. Now, many cultures have taken this death of what takes place to symbolize the birth of a savior, right? But understand its need to develop the first landmarks and navigational principles that would teach up righteousness. When we look at these angles from 150 degrees to 180 degrees, or 240 to 270, when we look at the owl and Cain and Abel, and we look at the thunder and lightning and the clouds and the significance of rain, and when we look at the Anunnaki, right, Anan and Nu, the sprouting air, and this region that's before the spring, these people, when we look at premature, and in this sense, it's ironic that the Negrito people would be short in stature with some of these genetic traits of Stichopegia. When we look at the Pygmies and the Twa people and some of the first ancient people, and we look at this time of the Anu and the Anu people and some of this ancient mythology, when we look at Hollywood and the formation of the earth and using these things to do magic or to cast spells. When we look at these leprechauns or different mythology behind these small statured people, and we look at this region and this coast, this priesthood, this coastline of California, where we feel these earthquakes, all the way down to Peru, across into Asia, along these tropics, these tropical people align these stellar mythos with heaven and earth.